Have you ever had a rival? This could be for anything. Sports, gaming, work, school. Just someone who challenges you to be better, whether it's negatively influenced or a friendly assistance. Well, this is a common thing in the world of fighting games. Take Mango and Armada, or Sonic Fox and Perfect Legend, Punk and Zhao, or Sonics and Spargo. These type of rivalries define the world of fighting games. And just like all of them, one rivalry has led to the set that was heard around the world.
Said I made up my mind this time. I'm taking it over.
Two of the greatest players to ever touch Rivals of Aether sat down in the venue of Get On My Level Forever, a 257-person Rivals of Aether bracket located in the Sheraton Century Toronto Hotel in Toronto, Canada. On the left sits Marlin. Marlon began his competitive gaming career in 2017 under the tag Sleep Toxic, a 13-year-old who would begin to grind online, starting his adventure humbly with an 0-2 in his first event like most of us. However, this would not sway the young man. Marlon would begin to show progress, challenging the greatest the game had to offer, beating players like Cheesy Potato, BioBird, and Penguin. This online grind would continue into his teens, where after 5 years of being an online and local legend, Sleep Toxic, now under the name of Kisui, entered his first major, Genesis 8, which, funny enough, was actually my first major too, and the first time I ever saw Rivals of Aether. The now 18-year-old Canadian put his mettle to the test and began his bracket, quickly clearing pools with little effort, pushing through his first 2 sets of the top 48 with ease, sending Plastic Dinos and ZB to losers, before playing the first person to take a game off of him in the whole bracket, Soul Rifle, or as he is known now, Mr. Nice Guy, would send Marlin to losers. Not shaken by this loss, Kusi advanced to losers semifinals, where sitting across from him would be
That's it back there. Oh, that's it! Gonna do it! CakeAssault! That is gonna do it! Do not! She's still 123% on her last stop. And don't see the world smoke. That corner is so scary. The king has resumed his throne. CakeAssault wins Riptide.
CakeAssault began his esports career just a year after Kusi would. Cake would quickly rise through the ranks of competitive rivals, getting a first at his first ever major, which was Super fucking Smash Con. For people who don't know, this is one of the biggest Smash platform tournaments in the world. With 80 people in attendance, Cake would just stand at the top with wins on MSB, Mini, and Wombat. Cake would climb to the top quickly, and while Kusi was forced to play online, Cake would attend any major he could. 4th at Genesis 4, 1st at Shine 2017, 1st at Smash and Splash 4, 1st at Hyrule Saga, 1st at Shine 2018, 1st at Don't Park on the Grass 2018, 1st at Genesis 7. At this point, I think you get the idea. This guy was a grinder and a winner. Losing was rare for CakeAssault, and he was often regarded as the best of the best throughout the years. Coming fresh off of a first place at Heatwave 4, placing over BioBurb and ZB, there was very little doubt in people's minds that Cake was the GOAT when heading into Genesis 8. Which is why, when Cake lost the Soul Rifle, it was a tad bit shocking. As both players met in losers semifinals for the first time, Cake, the legend of Smoke and the champion of Aether, prepared to fight Kusi, the fresh face and the swift executioner of the meta. Let's see how their battle goes.
Oh my goodness. Kusi has no air dodge. And is dead. Did that hit a minute? That was 53 seconds, I think. CakeAssault now
coming back on stage and gets some good DI on that final up air. Not going to die quite yet, but man, Loop lapping in percent. Kusi is just dominating this final stock. Oh, and the parry at the ledge is going to do it. Holds straight out. Kusi gets the partner 4 strong, and we find the stock. Kusi now on the board 1-1. Not being shaken at all. Insurmountable.
I'm just still shocked that Kusi recovered one time using Bash.
Oh, Bash is actually a crazy recovery tool because it shrinks your hurt box. It changes your hurt box to be like equal to Bash. And if your opponent overextends.
Yeah, and we're seeing that same pressure coming out from Kusi, having another character that has this rush down capacity in terms of movement. Again, another parry weight.
A 3 stock coming right back. This hits the narrative of domination one way, flipping the script, flipping it back, and flipping it again. 2% and can't find the kill. Sets back to stage and finally gets the parry.
202% on Spirit Tree. That is a maximum value stock. That stock 2 for 1 or 3 for 1, man. Down strong's not quite going to do it, but at 82%.
That up air almost killed off the top.
Down strong's going to do it. CakeAssault wins 3-2 over Kusi. Yells, yes! So excited to redeem himself against the Scourge in Season 5. Kusi having a fantastic run, getting 4th at his first offline event. And what an offline event. Genesis on top of that. I look forward to seeing more.
Despite losing, Marlon had nothing to be ashamed of. Some people only wished they could get 4th at a major. CakeAssault would move onward to beat Salt Rifle and Penguin to yet again be claimed as the winner of Genesis. Fun fact, I'm actually somewhere right there, yeah, right there. The years would go on. Cake would continue to be the best in the world, with Kusi always being the bridesmaid, but never the bride. This would all change with the release of Rivals of Aether 2. Kusi, now going by Marlin, would quickly become the best Rivals of Aether 2 player in the world early on. 2nd at Genesis X, 1st at Gommel X, 1st at Riptide, 1st at Champion of the Beta, 1st at Coinbox 114, 1st at Frosty Faustin, and 1st at Battle of BC, and just so many good wins. Cake was also maintaining his status as the Rivals of Aether legend. 1st at Collision, 3rd at Gommel X, 1st at Smash Camp, 2nd at Riptide, 1st at Supernova, 1st at Heatwave 7, 2nd at CEO. Despite these results, there was always one person Cake would fall to no matter what. At Genesis X, Gommel X, Riptide, and Battle of BC 7, all were events where Cake would fall to Marlin. Marlin had a stranglehold on the meta, piloting a mix of Raster and Arcane, both characters with unique neutrals and insane punish games. Cake had an exceptionally hard time with the Arcane. Pre-patch Arcane had an invincible side B and some of the best movement speeds on top of this already fluid recovery, and off stage it just created hell for Forsberg. The Exiled Flame has a fragile recovery and a straightforward neutral that relies on smoke and deception. Which of the way, Arcane just dismantles with ease thanks to Bubbles and his wild movement. This constant losing and behind the scene drama would begin to boil over for CakeAssault. Our two competitors would head into Get On My Level Forever with dreams and aspirations to achieve, both seeded to face off against each other in winners finals as the world stood by to watch this event play out. Yeah, they would both lose quite a bit early. CakeAssault would fall to the Rungungshu right before winners top 8. And then Marlon would make winners top 8, but fall to yet another Claren by the name of Spargo. This would cause Marlon to go to losers to face off against Cake for 5th. CakeAssault versus Marlon would start off strong for Marlon. Using Arcane, Marlon would find a down tilt up strong combo to seal out the first stock. This full out brawl would just continue. The two legends trading blows until Cake found a bear to take Marlon's first stock. These combos and confirms would continue to go back and forth for the first game, leading to a swift ledge hog from Marlon to clean up Cake's remaining stock. Swiftly, Cake would adapt, pushing Marlon's Arcane into tricky situations, using his long-distance moves like Bear and Dare to box out Arcane and force tech chases that Cake would then use to find his strong attacks to kill. This would all come to a point during Game 4. Game 4, 2-1 in CakeAssault's favor. Cake would use yet another long-distance move to force Marlon into a tech chase. This was it. This was the tech chase heard around the
It was
world.
a strong hit. That being said, CakeAssault putting up this wall so hard to break through the back airs, so hard to break through the down airs.
Yo, like you cannot see or like hear where he's at in the smoke. Oh my goodness, scrapping!
Jesus.
That's CakeAssault! Oh my god! What? What?
And the pop-off!
Oh my god! Bro, what? Bro, we got the camera shot! We got the money shot on that one!
way!
What?
This was it. This was Cake's big moment. What makes this moment just insane in my eyes is this all came down to frames. Forced to tech, Marlon chooses to tech in. The smart choice. Sadly, for this split moment, Cake outplayed him, holding the charge for 15 frames. Just holding it for a 15th of a second allowed Cake to wait out Marlin's invulnerability and seal the kill. As of now, neither of these players have faced off since. Marlin seemingly has taken a break for who knows how long. But his recent arrival to the online tournament Platfight 2025 means maybe Marlin will come back and eventually get his run back to make history yet again. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Kincade, and I'll see you cool kids later. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm putting a lot of effort into this. This is like forced recording before I actually go ahead and start like editing it all. I'm planning to make this a phenomenal video. This was like an insane set, dude. Like I actually rewatching sets of them playing for this video is awesome because they are just two phenomenal players. I'm very curious to see if Marlon will come back or not. He did show up for Platfight, but I don't know if he'll show up for anything else. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.